Hey y'all, it's Kristen Kotzebue, and today I wanted to go over how I prepare for the 21-day fix. Okay, so you have this book and you need to read it and get to know it. Keep it in your purse. All the information you need to know is in here. So first you start off and you need to find your calorie level. Okay, so once you find your calorie level, you go and you figure out how many of each container you're allowed to have. Okay, so once you know how many of each container, what I do is I just go to a piece of paper, very fancy, and just write down my containers, how many I'm allowed of each. My reds, my greens, purples, yellow, blue, orange, and my teaspoons. Okay, so I just jot it down on a piece of paper, very simple. And I have some menus made, and you can get these from my blog. But obviously they're normally blank at first, and I just sit down and I plan out my meals. To be successful with the 21-day fix, you have got to plan. You need to plan and go to the grocery store and have everything that you need to keep you on track. Otherwise, you're just hungry and you're gonna eat whatever you want. So I sit down. I suggest maybe if planning 3 weeks of meals overwhelms you, just plan it week by week, like on Friday, plan for the next week. Or you can plan your first 2 weeks and then your third week kind of combine your favorite meals from your first 2 weeks. So anyway, you just sit down on your blank menu and say, okay, what do I want for breakfast? Well, for breakfast, I usually like to have Shakeology. So I would write Shakeology under breakfast. Okay, so I write Shakeology here under breakfast. I would go over to my fancy little paper here and I would just cross off a red, okay, because Shakeology is a red. So now I know I've had one meal and I used my red and I have this many containers left to eat for the rest of the day. So next is my morning snack, and my favorite morning snacks are grapes, or I also really like to have quinoa with peanut butter and berries. It sounds weird, but it's delicious, so try it. So let's write that one down, okay? So I'm gonna write quinoa, peanut butter, and berries. So I would go over to my little sheet, and quinoa is a yellow, berries are a purple, and peanut butter is a teaspoon. So I just cross that off, see? So now as I go through each meal of the day, I just look at what I have. So, you know, to keep this from being boring, you go through all your meals and you just do that. So let's say I go through, I've done all my meals, and this is what I'm left with. You know, just say at the end, I have one more meal to plan, and I'm like, okay, I would just try to find a meal that I can do with this. I've got one red, one green, one purple, one yellow, and one blue. So I could say, okay, let's go to this book, and you can either go to the recipes and actually pick out a recipe. Like, for example, let's say I was like, okay, you know what, I think I'm going to make the flank steak. So I would cross off my red and I could use this recipe. So I'm gonna have the flank steak for dinner, and I have a green, so let's see, I could either go to the recipes and pick out a green, or they have this fantastic Portionology section. So you go to your green and you just look at, okay, what can I put in my greens? You read through, well, I could put kale, spinach, Brussels sprouts, broccoli. You just pick something that you like, okay? So I could say, all right, I'm gonna do flank steak as my red. I'm going to do asparagus as my green. So I cross it off and write it on my menu. I've got a purple left. I'm gonna save that for kind of a dessert, like a after dinner snack later. So I'm gonna have my steak, my asparagus. I have a yellow, so let's do some sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes, and a teaspoon. I'm gonna use some coconut oil on my steak, okay? So I cross those off again, and I'm left with a purple and a blue. So for my last snack, I'm gonna do apples and cheese. And then I'd cross off my purple and my blue. All my containers are crossed off for the day. As I was doing this, I was writing them all into my menu. So I've got my whole week filled out. I do this for every day of the week, and I'm done. So then I try to do this on Friday before the week. So I did this on Friday. I can go shopping over the weekend. Then when Monday comes around, I just look at my menu, have it up on your fridge, and okay, I'm hungry. What's for breakfast? Shakeology. And I just put a check over that square. Go on, I'm hungry again. What's next? Look at my menu, cross it off. Okay? So that is how I plan my menus. Some important things to keep in mind. I don't always stick to my plan. Sometimes I make my menus and, for example, let's say right here I have a turkey burger, feta cheese, and mixed vegetables for dinner that night. I might not feel like that when that time comes around, and I might have some tacos left over from the night before and I want to eat that again. As long as I'm staying within the same containers, which tacos would not be the same as turkey and cheese and mixed vegetables, but as long as it was the same containers, then I could switch. Or for example, let's see, for this snack at the end of the day, I had edamame. Edamame is a yellow. So say after dinner, I've still got that one yellow left and I have on my menu edamame, but I don't really feel like edamame, it's been a really rough day and I want a glass of wine. I can exchange that yellow for a 4-ounce glass of wine, okay? So your menu, just because you're writing it down in advance, does not mean that you have to stick to it 100%. You're planned, you've gone to the store, and you're ready to go. It does not mean that it's set in stone. You can change your mind. A lot of times I have so many leftovers, and that, like say Monday went really well, so Tuesday comes around and I'm kind of like, instead of having that for lunch, I'm just gonna do Mondays over again because I really liked it. And then, maybe do Tuesday's menu later on in the week. You can mix it up. It just makes it very easy to have something planned and everything in your fridge, okay? Another thing is I have my menu very flavorful, I guess you could say. Lots of different things are on the menu. I have a family of 5, and if I cooked grilled chicken with asparagus every single night of the week, I would not be popular in my house. They would not like that. So my dinners, they vary from spaghetti to tacos to grilled chicken, turkey burgers. Sometimes we do a chicken, spinach, strawberry salad. So all my meals vary, but that might not be what you want to do. That might be too many ingredients to shop for, and you're just like, look, Kristen, I want something easy, and you can do that. You can say, you know what, every day for breakfast I want Shakeology. Then I want to snack on grapes. Then I want spinach and tuna and quinoa with balsamic vinegar. And then my next snack, you go on and you want that for every day of the week. Then you could even that weekend before get everything out and go ahead and pre-package it. Pre-package your grapes. Just get your purple container, put your grapes in, put them in a baggie. Put your grapes in, put them in a baggie. Do that times 5, put it in your fridge, and then every day if you go to work or whatever, you can just grab your morning snack, grab your lunch, grab your other snack, and get the rest when you get home from work. But you can easily do that. Plan the same thing for every day, pre-package it, and have it in your fridge ready to go. Okay, so do what works for you. A couple other tips. Balsamic vinegar is my best friend. Balsamic vinegar and Mrs. Dash. Mrs. Dash makes this salt-free. There's tons of different flavors, but the Mrs. Dash doesn't have salt in it, which is recommended for the 21-day fix. You want your salt intake to be non-existent or very low. So I put that on everything. All my salads, my dressing is the balsamic vinegar. I season my tuna, my chicken, everything with that. There are some great dressings and some great seasonings in this book. The Southwest seasoning in particular is really good for when you make tacos. So anyway, there's so many things that you can eat and so many things that you don't have to give up on this diet. So I hope that helps you to make your own menus. And if you have any questions, please comment below. And you can also find me on Facebook at search for KK Fitness. And my blog is www.kristenkfitness.blogspot.com. All right, so good luck on your 21 days. It'll be over before you know it. And Share with me your results. I would love to see them. So talk to you later. Bye.